Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. When Katie discovers Daphne's secret, Ridge confronts Eric about his stunt. Daphne makes a play on Carter once more at Forrester, telling him to be proud while staring into his eyes. It's obvious that his concepts were crucial to the show's success. Being a part of his vision, both now and in the future, makes her proud. At Brooke's house, she and Katie thank Eric, who is appreciative of everything they have done for him. After seeing Brooke in the spectacular, he is eager to hear what Ridge has to say but needs to go to the office. Despite his admiration for Taylor, he believes Brooke and Ridge will reunite. After Eric leaves, Katie is raving about Ridge and Brooke. The blonde said that the way he gazed at her on the runway made her feel amazing. Despite her optimism, he went home with Taylor. Katie claims that Steffi and Taylor must have realized her grip on Ridge was weakening because they seen his gaze on her. Brooke concurs that the way Ridge looked at her was pure enchantment, and Katie continues to talk about it. Katie must have faith that Ridge would see she didn't turn on him. Taylor is warned by Brooke not to quit up. Taylor has to understand that Katie believes Ridge is about to reunite with her. Steffi comforts her mother. Steffi meets her parents at the Forrester house, where they discuss the show's success. It was deliciously nostalgic, according to critics. According to Taylor, the media is referring to Ridge and Brooke as the first fashion couple. The reporters must find something, Ridge shrugs. He tells Taylor that his feelings for her remain unchanged. Steffi will stay to spend some alone time with her mother before Ridge leaves for the office. After giving Taylor a kiss, Ridge walks off. At the conclusion of the fashion presentation, Steffi can see her mother is worried that Ridge's affections for Brooke have returned. Taylor has witnessed Brooke win his heart again, so he is not naive. She refuses to give up. Ridge said the fashion show was solely for business purposes, Steffi tells her. He informed Brooke what he had decided. She assures her mother that she should not be concerned. Katie hears Daphne and end. Daphne informs Carter that she believes she has achieved her goal by the runway. Carter is grateful that she reminded him to trust his instincts. She is important to him. However, I must tell you, Daphne. Hope and I. Daphne advises him to put Hope out of his mind. He must concentrate on what they can create together and the future. From the doorway, Zend observes Carter avoiding her kiss. They are interrupted by Zend, who informs Carter that Will is trying to find him. After telling Daphne to leave, Carter leaves. Daphne is questioned by Zend about her attempt to kiss Carter. Maybe I got caught up in the moment, she shrugs. Zend questions whether she truly feels anything for Carter because he believes it appeared more serious. You fell deeply in love with Carter? Daphne claims that nobody was more taken aback than she was. As Zend informs Daphne that he is fully aware of her plan with Steffi, Katie emerges from behind the curtains to listen. Carter needs to exercise caution, but he won't reveal to her why she traveled to Los Angeles. Not just her and Carter will be impacted if this is made public. Zend leaves, and Katie emerges. She asks, "What's your secret, Daphne?" Although no one knows the precise composition of her smell, she has seen how others respond to it. It must be enjoyable. It's similar to creating a potion. Something to control someone. Carter Walton, perhaps. Eric is aware of Ridge's heart. Eric laughs when he sees Ridge sketching in the main office, saying, "Look at you." Back at it again immediately. After asking him to shut the door, Ridge questions him about the spectacular stunt he performed. He laments being caught off guard. Although he was stunned, Eric also saw affection and admiration. It was the proper course of action. To let people know they were back, Eric wanted this to be something spectacular. You and Brooke, too, not just us. Ridge groans, there it is. Eric tells his son that he saw his future in the showstopper, not just a woman. You noticed Brooke. I'm not the same man, asserts Ridge. He is devoted to Taylor and will never disappoint her. He is relieved that she is not Brooke. She has never failed him. Although they now realize that Brooke replaced him as CEO, Eric still feels the same way about her. It's not just Taylor who has a broken heart. When Brooke went with Taylor, his was also broken. Brooke is prepared to pardon. She is prepared to pardon you. You must quit blaming Brooke. He knows he doesn't want to harm Taylor or his children, but he can't deny that Brooke is the one for his future. In the showstopper, Ridge flashes to Brooke. Ridge remembers when Eric tells him that Brooke is his future after Katie confronts Daphne about her scheme with Steffi. Tuesday, April 29, 2025, on today's episode of Bold and the Beautiful, Katie encourages Brooke to have hope, Zend observes Daphne making advances on Carter, and Steffi surmises her mother is worried. Recap of Monday's B&B, Brooke informed Eric she felt the magic return with Ridge, and Steffi was irritated when Eric claimed credit for the showstopper. Ridge agrees to inform Vincent that Brooke is still among the most beautiful women in the world when they speak on the phone about the show at home. Ridge reminisces about her appearance in the spectacular. Taylor enters and says she enjoys watching him enjoy the success of the show. They give each other hugs. She appears anxious. Steffi stutters in, complaining of exhaustion from the fashion presentation. She informs them of the positive publicity they received. When Taylor notes that Ridge and Brooke are being referred to as the first couple of fashion, he reassures her that the remarks made by reporters are untrue and have no bearing on his emotions for her. He needs to go to work. Later, his daughter would accompany him. Ridge leaves after agreeing to spend some time alone with Taylor later. Steffi can see her mother is worried about Ridge and Brooke's romance rekindling. Taylor will not stand by and let Brooke continue her antics. Her daughter is certain that the show was only for her father's benefit. She, Katie, and Eric discuss how fantastic the show was at Brooke's. Ridge must have sensed their connection once more, according to Brooke. Eric's hope is that she and Ridge will reunite soon. He sees her in the showstopper and is excited to hear what his kid has to say, so he dashes to the office. Despite his admiration for Taylor, he is certain that his son will return with Brooke. Katie and her sister discuss the media attention that has been focused on her and Ridge. Even if he brought Taylor home, Katie advises her to remain optimistic. She is certain that the psychiatrist is aware that she is losing control of Ridge. Katie continues to talk about her sister's captivating presence. Brooke acknowledges that Ridge's gaze on her was purely magical. According to her sister, Ridge must understand that she never truly betrayed him because everyone could see it. Brooke is certain that Taylor will persevere. Taylor has to understand that Katie believes Ridge and Bridge are about to reunite. Ridge is joined at the workplace by Eric. After discussing the show's success, Ridge questions him about the show-stopping stunt he performed. Eric claimed that he was merely confusing things. He could see the love in his son's eyes. Ridge informs him that it was improper to blindside him in this way. Ridge and Brooke are back, and Eric wants to let everyone know that. He tells his kid that he viewed Brooke as his future, not just a showpiece. Ridge claims that he has changed as a person. He will never harm Taylor again since he is devoted to her. He's relieved that she's not Brooke. She has never failed him or deceived him. Brooke didn't betray them, according to Eric. Ridge must accept responsibility for breaking her heart. He tells his kid to acknowledge that Brooke is his future and to quit blaming her. Ridge remembers the showstopper. Carter sniffs the perfumes in the showroom until Daphne enters. She tells him that he is the reason for the huge success. He is unlike any male she has ever encountered. Although he claims it's not about him, she believes it's obvious he plays a key role in the company's success. Being a part of that and his future makes her very pleased. He is grateful for her assistance in reorienting him. According to Carter, she is important to him. She advises him to put hope out of his mind and concentrate on the future they can create. Through the door, Zend observes as Carter backs off and Daphne leads in for a kiss. Will needs Carter, Zend interrupts. After Walton leaves, Zend questions Daphne about her true feelings for Carter. She claims that nobody is more shocked than she is. Normally, she wouldn't fall for a guy. Zend reminds Daphne that she traveled to LA as part of a plan while Katie listens on from behind some curtains. He cautions that more people than just Hope and Carter would be impacted if the plot is revealed to be an attempt to discredit her. After he leaves, Katie emerges and queries Daphne about the source of her fragrance. It functions similarly to a potion to control someone like Carter. Taylor's trust is betrayed by Eric's covert plan to get Ridge and Brooke back together. Despite Taylor's precarious condition, Eric Forrester teams up with Donna and Brooke to step up his interference in an attempt to split Ridge and Taylor. Ridge reaffirms his dedication to Taylor, but will Eric's deceit succeed? Eric's shocking betrayal. Patricia schemes to ruin the relationship between Ridge and Taylor. Everyone could suffer greatly as a result of the family patriarch declaring war on his own son's happiness. Even seasoned viewers did not anticipate Eric Forrester's official transgression. In addition to subtly disapproving of Ridge and Taylor's relationship, the Forrester patriarch is actively working with Donna and Brooke to undermine it. Even if it takes breaking Taylor's recently repaired heart, this three-person wrecking crew is committed to getting Ridge back together. Exposed, Eric's manipulative master plan. The deliberate nature of Eric's meddling is what makes this situation more unsettling. According to people familiar with the show, the patriarch has been deliberately reenacting fond memories of Ridge, playing Ridge tapes of previous romantic interactions with Brooke, and setting up opportunities for the ex-couple to reunite. Not to mention that Taylor's recent battle with broken heart syndrome is well known to Eric. You'd think Eric would be sympathetic after her medical crisis and incredible recovery, which was mostly due to her reunion with Ridge. Instead, he is prepared to jeopardize her happiness and health in order to do what he believes is best for his son. One insider claims that Eric is an expert in his field. He has supported Ridge from the beginning and views Taylor as a transient barrier rather than a woman who has endured a lot. What is the duration of Ridge's firm stance? To his credit, despite his father's tactics, Ridge has stayed faithful to Taylor thus far. Ridge adamantly declared that he has chosen Taylor and plans to keep that promise when asked directly about Eric's desires. However, no one is more aware of how quickly Ridge Forrester's heart may be won than soap opera fans. Will he finally give in to the pressure, with Brooke, Donna, and Eric all against him? History indicates that the creator will eventually become perplexed about his emotions once more. Thomas and Steffi will be furious. There will be hell to pay when Steffi and Thomas find out what their grandfather is up to. Not only does Eric betray Taylor, but it also slaps her kids in the face. Knowing that Eric is actively attempting to separate her parents will probably ruin Steffi's relationship with her grandfather, since she has always been quite protective of her mother. Although Thomas has only lately gained everyone's favor, he has a strong sense of familial devotion and will not tolerate anyone harming his mother. Taylor's health is in jeopardy. The potential impact on Taylor's well-being is the most worrisome part of this entire plan. Her diagnosis of broken heart syndrome wasn't made for show, it's a real illness that can be fatal in situations of great stress. The emotional damage could cause Taylor to relapse dangerously if Ridge does ultimately give in to Eric's deception and go back to Brooke. To see his son with Brooke, is Eric truly prepared to risk the death of his ex-daughter-in-law? There is no doubt that the Forrester family is on the verge of a violent altercation that may irreparably sever ties for many generations to come. Everyone will be affected when the truth about Eric's interference is revealed. Before it's too late, will Ridge find out that his father has betrayed him? And if he does, will he succumb to pressure to get back together with Brooke or choose devotion to Taylor? Fans of soap operas, the drama is only getting started. When Katie reveals Steffi and Daphne's covert plot, Carter becomes enraged. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Katie Logan discovers Steffi's manipulation scheme after witnessing an unsettling exchange between Carter and Daphne. Carter's rage at the treachery may alter everything at Forrester Creations when Katie reveals the truth. Katie exposes Steffi and Daphne's sinister scheme against Carter as betrayal. When the manipulation plot is finally exposed, Carter Walton becomes enraged after Katie Logan's shocking discovery. You thought Steffi Forrester couldn't possibly get any more cunning. As Katie Logan discovers the truth about Daphne Rose's newfound interest in Carter Walton, the power battle at Forrester Creations has taken an unexpected turn this week. And believe me, you will be astounded by what she finds. The kiss that made everything different. Katie's worst fears are confirmed when she sees Daphne kissing Carter during a company party in Monday's episode. Can you blame Katie for going into protective mode at that moment? After all, Carter is still very much a part of her life and is more than simply her ex-fiancé. However, that kiss is only the beginning of the deception that will soon come tumbling down. Advancing the ultimate betrayal. How about being in the optimal location at the ideal moment? Everything changes when Katie unintentionally overhears a shocking exchange between Daphne and Zend Forrester Dominguez. The reality? Steffi hired Daphne months ago with the sole, nefarious intent of luring Carter away from Hope Logan and eventually assisting the Forresters in regaining control of the business. Daphne was the ideal component of the plan, which had been developing for months. Getting to Los Angeles. She is a chic Parisian perfumer who has been gently turning Carter against Hope while cleverly posing as his emotional support system. The hard part comes when Daphne says her feelings for Carter are now sincere. The drama is set in motion by Katie's confrontation. Katie doesn't hesitate to address Daphne head-on because she doesn't hesitate to share explosive information. She exposes Daphne's deception in Wednesday's must-watch episode, accusing her of carrying out Steffi's dirty work. In a furious exchange that had me on the edge of my seat, Katie warns her, "You've manipulated Carter more than Hope ever did." Despite the scheme's shady origins, Daphne tries to defend herself by claiming that her feelings for Carter are genuine now. But neither Katie nor I are buying it. She assures Daphne that it won't be long before the truth is revealed. Unleashed is the Carter's fury. Carter reacts with explosive rage as Katie finally shares everything she has learned with him. Given that Carter viewed Daphne and Steffi as allies, the betrayal is particularly painful. Carter is being manipulated once more after everything he's been through, including his troubled relationship with Hope and his romance with Quinn Fuller. Is he ever going to get a break? Future plans for the deceived coup? This discovery will have far-reaching consequences. According to sources, after her plan is revealed, Daphne might pack her bags and return to Paris. Liam Spencer may even advocate for a reconciliation between Carter and Hope, but Carter's rage may push him back in that direction. What about Steffi? If Ridge and Eric Forrester don't like her devious methods, her power move could backfire badly and cause her to become estranged from her family. After yet another betrayal, everyone is wondering if Carter will ever trust again. And will this stunning strategy ever make the working ties at Forrester Creations better? When Katie Logan saw something she wasn't supposed to see, and something she will never forget, her meticulously planned world fell apart. With final preparations for an exclusive after-party to commemorate the success of the most recent fashion exhibition, it was supposed to be a calm afternoon at the Forrester mansion. However, what Katie entered the private sitting area via the slightly open doors would set off a fire that had been brewing for weeks. Steffi Forrester's hand-picked ally in her scheme to subtly steer Hope away from Carter and establish the Forresters' control over the business and its associated personal entanglements was none other than Daphne, whom she saw kissing passionately in the quiet shadows of a room intended for elegance and secrecy. With her pulse thumping and her mind rushing to process what her eyes were telling her, Katie froze. Once a person who had supported her through her own heartbreaks, Carter had stood for strength, loyalty, and respect. Now, however, he was betraying Hope and everything he had claimed to stand for. What about Daphne? The woman Katie had always believed was not as innocent and nice as she presented herself as was suddenly exposed as a high-heeled con artist. Katie was unaware at the time, but she would soon learn that this kiss was not an accident or the result of passion, but rather a calculated act by Steffi to further undermine Hope and solidify Carter's Forrester power. Hope's continued emotional control over Liam had been driving Steffi crazy, and Carter had turned into the wild card in Steffi's long-term strategy. Steffi had thought she could remove a problem and ultimately recast Hope as alone, outplayed, and outdated by bringing in Daphne, a lady who was devoted to her vision rather than Hope's emotions. However, Steffi had failed to consider Katie, who is astute, and fiercely protective of those she loves. Katie didn't wait, her eyes burning brightly. She delivered the shocking announcement to Hope with equal parts hurry and fury as she stormed out of the room. Hope was devastated to hear that Carter, the man she had finally started to trust again, was involved in a scam that reached all the way to Steffi's door. Hope was still in shock at Liam's aloof conduct and felt lost following the recent turmoil in the boardroom. Katie cautioned, it was a message, not just a kiss. As the puzzle pieces fell into place, Hope's face became pale. You've been played. The peculiar manner in which Steffi had been concerned about her relationship with Carter. Daphne's constant presence, with her reassuring words and just enough false information to keep things going, the missed calls, the subtle sabotage. Everything made obvious now. Carter hurried to explain, but Hope wasn't listening, as he realized that his world was going to collapse. Her voice cracked with anger as she shouted, "You said I could trust you. And you let her use you like a puppet." When Steffi showed up, she was confronted by three enraged women, Katie, Hope, and, shockingly, Brooke, who had learned of the scandal just minutes earlier and hurried in to shield her daughter from yet another round of emotional destruction. Steffi was called in like a defendant to trial. Steffi attempted to maintain her composure by arguing that the kiss was an unplanned mistake and asserting that she was unaware of Daphne's personal preferences, but Katie wouldn't have it. She yelled, "You wanted Hope out of the way. You pulled strings behind her back because you simply lacked the courage to say it aloud." The altercation was explosive. What started out as Steffi's cunning power maneuver turned into a full-fledged controversy that would upend both personal and business relationships as accusations flew and voices rose. Long renowned for its glistening patterns and exquisite exteriors, Forrester Creations suddenly had a PR nightmare simmering behind its glossy exterior. Carter was left on his own as emotions escalated, both personally and professionally compromised. He had never realized he was a part of a larger play and had assumed he was protecting Hope by keeping things informal with Daphne. Both women no longer desired to interact with him, and Ridge even started to doubt Carter's ability to make wise decisions regarding family matters. Katie, who had previously believed that Carter was deserving of salvation, made a secret pledge that she would not permit another Logan woman to be seduced by Forrester's ambition. The consequences would spread quickly. Given her exposure, Daphne may be fired. Despite her composed public persona, Steffi was already attempting to rewrite the story because she realized she had overplayed her hand. However, it was too late. The betrayal was exposed, the secret was out, and a single kiss had transformed a peaceful afternoon into a conflict that would shape Los Angeles's future. Steffi's plan was revealed, Carter's reputation was damaged, Hope's heart was broken, and Katie, all in that one fleeting moment of weakness. She turned out to be the guardian who saw through the lies and ensured that the truth was revealed, the unlikely hero.